Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the Leynos land battle version. So what is up? It's been a long time since I've done a review of a non-Gundam kit, and here goes the Leynos. So this is exactly why you guys have to follow my Facebook page, because I just posted up a poll on there whether you guys wanted to see me review this one or the Type 48 frame arms first, and this one won out that poll. So if you guys wanted to see me review a frame arms kit, then you need to just follow my Facebook page. You could have won that poll. But I will be reviewing a frame arms kit soon, I promise. I really need to get around to doing a review of one of those, at least one of them. I have a couple of them. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look at this. Now, this kit will also be a new experience for me because this kit is made by Plum. It's not Bandai and it's not Kotobukiya, it's Plum, and I've never built any Plum kits. They don't really make all that many of them, and they're more kind of like really obscure stuff, I think, for the most part. But so this will be an interesting experience. I think aside from this, I think the Cloudbreaker is the only other Plum kit that I have. Do want to build that one sometime as well too. But as you guys can see, this is a basically tank of a mobile suit. It's a very kind of realistic sort of looking land battle mobile suit. There's a couple of other different versions. I think there's maybe 3 of these Leynos kits, I believe, that Plum makes. This is 1/35 scale, but that doesn't mean it's going to be quite as large as like a 1/35 scale Gundam would be. It's I actually don't know how tall this is going to be when it's all said and done, but I imagine somewhere around probably close to between a 1/144 and 1/100 scales, like Gundam, maybe close to about a 1/100 scale Gundam, I would assume. But a pretty basic box art here. As you'll notice, that's not that my camera resolution is not very clear, but it's just that the actual image here is like not that clear. It's kind of an interesting way that they decided to do that box art here. But here on the bottom you can see the text a little better anyway. It's there, Leynos land battle version. This is from a game, Assault Suit Leynos, I guess is what it's called. A game that I have never played and I'm not familiar with at all, but here's a couple screenshots from the game where I guess you can sort of see that mobile suit there, but it went from a few pixels to that, so that worked out pretty well. This kit retails for 6,900 yen, so it's not that cheap. As you can see, it's kind of like a it'd be a very large HD box, a very deep HD box, or a kind of standard smaller box. It's probably basically about the same size as the Aribawu, kind of in its scale. Some more Japanese text here and just a couple more full images of the kit. Not really expecting this kit to be like the quality in terms of like articulation and part separation like we're normally seeing like with Bandai kits. From what I know of Plum kits is that they're definitely more tailored for like kind of real modelers, I guess you would say, where it's like it's going to be a little bit more work required to make these kits really look as good as the pictures you're seeing here. It's not gonna look like as fancy straight out of the box as a Bandai kit would, or like a Bandai Gundam kit would, for example. So you guys get what I mean. So we got one little clear part there. It looks like some polycaps. Some parts there in tan. The majority of this kit obviously going to be tan, and then like gray for like the joint and detail parts. Yeah, judging by the size of those hands, it is going to be a pretty sizable kit, probably close to 1/100 scale. You can see that gun is also quite large there. I mean, it's just a big gun, but it is pretty big, and lots of stuff here. We'll go through all the runners as usual here in a moment, but it's just lots of gray and tan. Looks like pretty much the entire kit is molded just in 2 colors, gray and tan. And even the polycaps are just in tan, except there was just that one little clear part, which I'm guessing is for its kind of mono-eye kind of camera. Here at the bottom of the box, we've got the manual. So here we can see that's the Leynos player type. Interestingly, so I got the wrong. Okay, no, I thought maybe I got the wrong instruction manual for a minute there, but nope. There's just apparently an amendment page here. This is for the land battle version, so I guess it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, minus a few parts. Obviously, those look actually quite a bit different, but I guess So instead of these tanks on the shoulders, and it's going to be minus those, minus the antenna, minus these kind of bits here, extra bits on the side of the leg, and then obviously a different gun. Really like that gun though. So if I end up really liking this kit quite a lot, I'm sure I'll probably buy this kit eventually later, because I also just like the look of this. But anyway, so as you can see, this one is going to be a bit different. The gun on this one is a bit heavier, and this one is just, again, a little bit more tank-like. So it looks like maybe you can actually fully build that full kit with this, it would appear, maybe. So it looks like it's just got the addition of one extra runner here in this case for like all the new parts specific for this kit. It's basically like new parts for the shoulders and then the new weapon for the most part, it looks like. Maybe a couple parts, new parts for the side of the leg there, I guess. So building those new parts, removing the old parts. So it looks like we do have those tank parts on the shoulders. So you're going to remove those. On the side of the legs, yeah, also going to remove those. So you maybe you have all the parts to make the regular player type. That's cool, except I'm sure the gun is probably not there, unfortunately. But we'll have to see. So yeah, then just holding the gun in hand. And then our painting guide is here as well, a color guide. So again, you guys, you have to forgive me that I'm not super familiar with what I'm looking at here, because again, this is the first time looking at this. We do have the color guide, I guess, if you wanted to paint it in the player type colors. And that's photographed here, 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 some larger stills of the actual game, but again, not really too much to see there. And then I guess that's kind of like the original artwork for it, I suppose. I'd say the kit is definitely looking much less derpy than that artwork. It's definitely kind of more dated artwork. Alright, here is our parts list. I don't think they're going to be doing the kind of like X's on the parts we don't use, because I'd assume we're probably using everything. And it looks like, I'll have to take a look when we actually go through the runners, but it looks like we do have that other gun as well. So, man, I hope so. I'm really going to like this kit if we have all that stuff actually included in there. There's the step of actually building that. So I'm going to be pretty happy if everything goes well looking throughout to the runners. But anyway, the kit just goes together like a fairly normal kit, I suppose. So just kind of just skim through the manual there. You can see how all that stuff goes, just building all the different sections and then putting it all together there at the end. So let's get into the runners and see what there is to see. Alright, well, after taking all the runners out of their bags, unfortunately this does not come with the parts to make the original player type weapon. Here is just, this is like the form you need for ordering replacement runners if you live in Japan, but I just wanted to use this to show you what the runners that are included with this kit. So you get runners A, B, C, D, E, F, and then runner G is missing. Runner G is the runner that has the parts for making that other different weapon. H, and then runner I is also missing, and then runner J is the new runner specific for this kit. So I'm guessing runner I is not included. Well, I know, just looking back at the manual, runner I was not in the original player type kit either, so I'm guessing runner I is to the other variant, which I think is like the space type or something. A little bit different one. Anyway, so that is unfortunate, but it's okay. Moving on, here we have the PC runner, so the polycap runner here. It's also labeled here 135th AS5E3 Leynos. So I guess these are polycap specific for this kit, and a lot of them are a little bit unique in their shape. Some of them are obviously pretty kind of generic polycaps, but a few of them are a little bit more unique. All in just this kind of very light, very slightly warm gray color here for this. Unfortunately, with this kit, there's no any kind of marking, decals, or stickers, or anything. I mean, I'm fine with it not having any stickers at all, just because I wouldn't really use them in the final build anyway. But I think it would have been nice to have a couple of waterslide decals, just at least for like a couple of markings or something. I think like Kotobukiya usually will do that. At least give you a couple of them. In this case, we don't get any. I mean, I have like a bunch of like Machine and Krieger decals, which I think will probably work really well for like some nice big cool markings for this. But it's just kind of unfortunate we didn't get any sort of markings included. Then want to just straight away jump to runner H just to show you this, because it's just a one little tiny clear part here. This part I'm guessing going for the eye camera. Alright, so here we have runner A, and it's in this tan color, which half or more than half of the parts are for this kit. So it's just straight out of the box, it's going to be looking pretty boring, I can tell you that, but it does have loads of really, really nice detail. Most of the detail is just kind of like rivets and little things like that, just kind of things. Again, it's very kind of, it reminds me of like a tank model kit. I think that obviously the details on a tank are going to be a little bit different, but it does kind of the similar sort of feel, relatively simple in terms of the details. Not a whole lot of like intricate panel lining or things like that, just very utilitarian in its details, I guess we could say. The runner B, a little bit smaller runner, basically just some parts for the head here. Again, for this type, I think we're not going to be using that antenna, but it looks like we do have that part. You could use that on the head. And then a couple of parts here for the hand covers. Then runner C, a little bit bigger runner here. We've got some more parts for, looks like kind of everywhere around on the kit. There's those tank parts that are not going to actually be used for this kit, but we do have those included. Those will actually make some really nice detail parts to use for some other sort of kit bash or something later, so that'll be nice. We do have 2 of this C runner as well. Then runner B, another nice big full tan color runner here, just a whole bunch of parts. And then we do have 2 of this D runner as well, so I'm guessing probably mostly parts like for the limbs. Runner E here is just back to that same kind of light grayish color that we saw in the polycap runner, and just some of the detail parts. Runner E is just a single runner, so this is going to be the kind of detail parts and things that are not doubled. So we have parts like for the hands and inside the waist section. I think this part here goes inside the head, so like that's where that clear piece would go, right in the center of that kind of eye there. You can see nice big expressive hands there. And just for the markings of these, it's kind of interesting how they're lettered like that. It's going to be a little bit harder to read those letters compared to where they're just like cut out nice and clear like on Bandai kits, but overall, not really going to complain about that. Then runner F, a whole bunch more just gray detail parts. These are going to be parts that are going to be going probably mostly in for the arms and legs, because we do have 2 of this F runner as well. And then finally runner J, all of our new parts here. So like new part there for the dome head, new rifle, which looks like basically just kind of 2 parts just snapped together. New parts for the extra like big armor plate for the shoulders, and just a couple other new parts here on the J runner, and that is it. So that is it for unboxing the Leynos land battle type. So land battle version, I should say. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this unboxing. As always, if you guys want to pick up this kit, I bought this from Hobby Link Japan. It's not sponsored by them or anything, just telling you guys. But you know, you may want to wait for the review, because maybe it's going to turn out to be like a big piece of shit, but I kind of doubt that. I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. We'll find out in the review. Coming up next, thank you guys as always for watching. If you have questions, comments, leave those down below, and I'll see you guys in the review. Bye bye.